All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rechak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. The Lord's will is edifying to the Lord's elect. The Lord's moving. For the things that I'm seeing, he's doing it all, man. He's putting chariots in video games, man. He got the chariots inside of a video game, so he's even getting the kids in the video game. You shoot at the chariot, and that matches up with 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. Yep, you guys are all set. All right, you have a blessed day, my man. So you got kids training their minds to go fight against the Lord, man. So that's that. He got the Epstein files kicking off, and it's not just he got Epstein files kicking off. He's showing you in Europe they're locking people up for the Epstein files. There's like a couple of people who are losing their positions. I mean, there's people losing their positions here too, but it's not like America. America's not really persecuting these people who are found on this list, but other countries are. So it's showing you the difference between, how far gone this place is compared to other countries and shit. They have, not to say, these other European nations are wicked too, they're Edomites too, but it's showing you how Babylon, there's a difference. Okay, it tells you in the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. Let's start right there. Let's start in the book of Daniel, chapter 7. Daniel chapter 7. And let's start at the top. We'll start all the way at the top. Shalom, King. Shalom. Daniel chapter 7, verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream, and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter. So, write the vision, make it plain upon tables so he can run that reading thing. Like it tells you in the book of Habakkuk. I'm not going to stretch this out, but the point, I want to grab it. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Habakkuk 2, verse 2. And the Lord Yahweh, that's the Lord's name. His name is Yahweh, the Most High God, which means he exists. Okay, so that's the Most High. Then his son's name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. We got it. Those are the names that I'm coming in. I'm not coming in the name of the so-called white man, Jesus Christ. I'm coming in the name of the Lord. Okay, the God of Israel. Habakkuk 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So making it plain upon tables is making it simple, easily to be understood. Okay, we're not using extravagant words. We're not trying to teach with all these extravagant words is the best way to put it. I don't know how else to put it. You're making it plain. A lot of Jake don't really, you read it in the old English and you're like, what the fuck does readeth mean? It just means read, so we're making it plain. That can cause somebody to stumble. Daniel chapter 7, verse 2. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove again upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. So these different beasts represent these different kingdoms, which also shows you that the Lord likens these different kingdoms, these different heathen nations as beasts. That's how he describes them in the vision that he gave to Daniel. Daniel chapter 7 and verse number 4. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. So the first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. That's going to the Assyrian Empire. Okay, when you look into the history, you start doing your research, you'll start to see a lion with wings. Okay, and then when you start to do that and learn into the history, you start to see why we link up Assyria with America, because you look at the Assyrians, they also had they did deportations. They did the Lord used them as a sword. Just like he's using the so-called white man today. That's why we call them the modern day Assyria. We call them the modern day Pharaoh, the modern day Nineveh, all of these things, all these different kings and shit, all these wicked ass kings. You know, everything that's wicked in the Bible, he that's what he does. Okay. So the first beast that had lions, that was a lion and had eagles wings, and that was talking about the Assyrians. Okay. The first was like a lion, Daniel 7:4, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made and stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. Okay, so that I believe that's going into the Babylonian period, because after the Assyrians, the Babylonians came into play. Um, you know, they that's so when Daniel's describing, it also matches up with Daniel the 8th chapter and Daniel the second chapter. Okay, he was going into these different kingdoms that were going to rule. All right, but Daniel came in. He's prophesying about a time. Daniel around this time in the Babylonian captivity, so he was in the head. You know, in Nebuchadnezzar's dream, he was in the head. He was in the golden. When you look at the image of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the head was gold, the chest was bronze, I believe, and the legs are iron, and the feet with the iron mixed with the clay. If I'm saying that right. Daniel chapter 7 in verse number 5, and behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. So the bear represents the Medes, which the modern day bear would be the Russians, but so that's in order. That's how it went from Assyrian, then the Babylonians, then it went into the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, so and then it went into the Greeks, and then it went into the Romans. Okay, so that's what Daniel's describing here. Daniel 7 in verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise and devour much flesh. After this I beheld below another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. So that's describing the Greeks. Okay, the Greeks were considered the leopard. When you look into the history of that, it all matches up. So Daniel was prophesying about these other kingdoms that already came and went. You can look at secular history and see that these things are true. So it's not like he was lying. That's definitely divine from the Lord. How are you going to know? And then he prophesied about the Maccabean period in Daniel the 11th chapter. So this is all inspiration from the Lord. It's not to be, I'm not making it up. Okay? So people think, oh, that's just your interpretation of the scripture. Look it up for yourself. Nobody here to, teach you anything, man. You are grown-ass men out here, man. Anybody here to fool your stupid ass? Your stupid ass is going to die, man. Well, that's all you need to know. Okay, if you don't believe. Daniel chapter 7, verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. So that's talking about the Roman Empire. Okay? So it was terrible, it's dreadful and terrible. It's talking about its teeth. Okay? Because it destroyed, the iron teeth goes into its military. And that's what the Romans did. They conquered a bunch of shit. They had wars with different groups, but they were prophesied to rise into power, and it happened. Okay, so just like the Lord's kingdom's gonna come, the Lord is He's also bringing it to pass before your eyes in real time. Okay, that's why He's leaving us all these tokens. He'll leave tokens even for you kids, man. He put in Fortnite the damn dark harvester, man. Go look that shit up, man. I couldn't believe that. And why you think he called it the dark harvester? Because he understands what the Lord looks like. Okay? He understands that he's coming, just like it tells you in Revelation the 19th chapter, where these different governments are gonna stop fighting each other and they're gonna fight against the Lord. All you damn heathen nations, all you beasts. And he's gonna take your crown. He's gonna take the authority away from you. He's gonna destroy your militaries. So all these militaries are gonna be destroyed. Isaiah the 2nd chapter tells you that they shall learn war no more. So that's only gonna come, that peace of not having war anymore is when the Lord returns. But it tells you in Amos, you know, that, you know, I forgot the damn precept. Let me grab it. Not the damn precept, Salakia. The holy precept. The holy precept. I forgot it. But it goes into what? I can't even think of the precept, but it's basically let me grab it. Amos chapter 5. I can't even grab, my hands too cold. Let me grab this in a different. Amos chapter 5. And Amos chapter 5, verse 18, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. You desire the day of the Lord. You can't wait for him to come and save you, right? That's what a lot of people think. That's what the church tells you. Everyone's rejoicing. He's coming back. Oh, I see you, FBI agent, man. This damn devil, man. He's always out when I'm out. Damn Edomite that. He used to come up here all the time. I see your ass, man. He's a damn, I think he's a Fed. He tried to come up here. He used to catch me all the time. Now he just drove by. Damn Fed, man. I ain't fooled by you devils, man. You stink. That's how I know you're the police, man. I can smell you. I can smell you. Probably a damn FBI agent. FBI agents. You need to brush your teeth, you nasty motherfuckers. Stop fucking your dogs when you come up to me, man. Amos 5. He's shaking his head like I'm his man, man. Shalak Rayam to you. Hope you have a horrible day. May you crash your car today. May you, all of these evils come upon you. Amos chapter 5 and verse number 18 again. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Woe means death and destruction that desire the day of the Lord. So what end is it for you? What end is it for you when the Lord returns? You don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't speak up for righteousness. You getting ready to vote. You getting ready to protest. You want Babylon to continue. You want the stock market to rise. You want your you want to prosper in this place, right? So what day is it for you when the Lord returns? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Okay, it's not light, man. It's darkness, disaster, destruction. Okay, it's not light. It's not a good thing for you, man. You desire him to come because you're a fool. Okay, he's gonna destroy you. Just like he did all these other kingdoms. What do you think happened to those people who invested in Persia when the Greeks came? What do you think happened to those Assyrians who invested in Assyria, in Babylon? When Darius the Mede came and ended the party. What do you think happened to the Greeks, the Romans? Why isn't this called the United States of Greece? United States of Rome. Why isn't it called that? Okay? Because the Lord destroyed those things, man. All right? Just like he's going to destroy this place. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse number 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom were There were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horn was eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. So this is talking about America's origins, how it came together. It's talking about how it fought with the British, the French, the Spanish, and it's talking about how they that little horn is talking about America. All right, that's how this place came about. It was the French, the British, and the Spanish fighting over land here, and the little horn was what came out of that, which is America. All right, and it had a mouth speaking great things. It starts telling you that this mouth thinks it's the children of Israel, which is a lie. They think that it's just blasphemous. That's what they teach. The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, blasphemy. Blasphemy, that's all it is. So they don't know who the Lord is, and they push that vibration upon the people. Okay? Daniel chapter 7 and verse number 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. Now that's talking about the Most High God, Yahweh, whose garment was white as snow. So he has a garment on, so which means he has a body. The hair of his head was like the pure wool. Pure wool is what you so-called, this is pure wool. Okay? So his head was like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. So his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels is burning fire. So there you go. That's the Most High, Ancient of Days. He was created. He was never created. Is what I'm trying to say. He was never created. He just always exists. So what kind of power is that, man? I can't even wrap my mind around that. I can't even wrap my mind where's heaven at, like where his throne is. That Esau thinks he can come up against him, that makes him think that he's better than him. You were created, you fool, and you think you're better than the Most High. You out of your damn mind. Okay? Daniel 7 and 10, a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set and the books were open. So you got a lot of angels around him, and he's going to unleash them on the day of the Lord. So it's not just Yahweh Shai that's coming on that chariot. There's going to be a multitude of chariots that are coming. But the biggest one you're going to see is the Lord's. Okay, he's coming in the fathership to come destroy this place. Okay, he's going to rearrange this place, man. He's going to take away all these different kingdoms, and he's going to establish the kingdom of Israel, which is a perpetual kingdom, according to Daniel chapter 2. Let's grab that real quick. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So if there's a kingdom that's going to last forever, it's not this one. If you think this place is going to last forever, you're out of your damn mind. There's only one kingdom that's going to last forever, and it's the kingdom of heaven. Okay, which is the kingdom of Israel, starting with the Most High, his son, King David at 12, the elect, remnant. All the nation of Israel gonna be on the top, man, and not the devil that you see today. He gonna be at the bottom. Okay, just because you say you Israel, that don't make you Israel, man. Okay, your bloodline makes you go, and right now we don't have any proof except the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So that's the only thing we got is faith. That's what we're operating in. These devils ain't got no faith. They don't even believe in Yahweh Shai. They be talking shit about Yahweh Shai, man. They be saying, they don't even call him Yahweh Shai. They call him the name. And when they say it in English, they call him JC. So how does the name translate to JC? So these people don't know shit. Okay? These people don't know the Lord. All right? Daniel chapter 7. Good morning. Good morning, my man. Daniel chapter 7, verse 11. I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and had given to the burning flame. So this beast hasn't been given to the burning flame yet. That's not how Rome was taken down. Rome was corrupted from the inside out. You start to see the decline of the modern day Rome, which is America. And you know, they were dealing with inflation, too spread out with these different wars. Then they got taken over, and that's pretty much the same place where you in today. Okay, your dollar's collapsing. I don't even know how the stock market's. He must be talking so much good shit about the stock market. As a matter of fact, Russia said they're going to use the U.S. dollar again. So that's really good news for the American dollar. That's why that even if it's not true, it props up the stock market. It keeps y'all having faith in the dollar. They could have just agreed to say that, just to say it. You know, it ain't true. We're gonna go to war still, but you know, if you just say this, you know, I'll lighten up some sanctions next month. You can sell some of your oil to India. I know you're selling it to them. Just say tomorrow that you're gonna use the USA dollar, so I can you know, go talk some shit, so I can look good in front of the stupid ass American people. They believe everything I say anyways. And he's like, I got you. But in the back of his head, he's like, I'm gonna destroy you too though. But this ain't the time. The Lord ain't give me the evil thought. So I'll play the stupid ass games you want me to play until I destroy your ass. It's a thermonuclear destruction. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 12. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season in time. So their dominion's taken away, but their lives were prolonged for a season in time, because you're going to be building up the kingdom, man. Okay? As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me double check that. Daniel 7 and 12. The lives were prolonged. I forgot. Daniel 7 and 12. I might be wrong. Daniel 7 verse 12. Beasts, they had the dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season in time. Daniel 7. Because the other nations are going to be tributary to the kingdom of heaven, so their lives are going to be preserved, but Esau is going to be destroyed. So yeah, you're going to be preserved. After this place is destroyed, Esau is going to be preserved, so you can build the kingdom up. So that 1,000-year period is going to kick in. Then bonfire. Okay, he's out of here. Okay, but before we get to that point, we got a lot of tribulation we got to get through. It tells you through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. So if you don't know tribulation's coming, you ain't going to be prepared for it. Let me grab this. I think it's Ephesians. Through much tribulation. No, I know where it is. It's the book of Acts. Let me grab that real quick. It's the book of Acts. Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. That's right. Through much tribulation, we must enter into the kingdom of God. Okay, so we understand the prophecies. We know there's going to be famines. We know there's going to be wars. Okay, I don't know what your pastor tells you, but if he's not preparing, he don't know what's going on. Okay, if you don't know who the Israelites are, he ain't talking about Israel. He ain't talking about prophecy. He just talking. You know, a lot of our pastors are doing that. You need a pastor according to Jeremiah 3 verse 15 that's going to feed you with knowledge and destruction. Thermonuclear destruction, question mark. I was hoping 31A/Atlas was going to hit the planet too. Well, hey, that 31A/Atlas, that stone is really the Lord, man. Let's grab this in the book of Daniel. Plus that 31A Atlas shit already passed. Daniel chapter 2. Verse 45, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God had made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof short. So that's that stone, man. That's Yahweh Shai. Okay. jump over here. Daniel 4 verse 40. No, Daniel 2 verse. Daniel 2 verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of the potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the miry clay. And we're starting to see that now with the Europeans and the Americans. They're not fully together. They're not aligned because they're two the similar metals. So they don't expand and contract at the same rate when heat is applied to it. So now you're seeing the Lord put a lot of different immigrants in these different nations. So that caused some pressure, economic pressure. You're seeing the difference. The difference is geopolitically, they align with different things that's in their benefit. So you're seeing where they're not fully aligned with each other. That's the iron mixed with the miry clay. Okay, and as the toes, Daniel 2 verse 42, of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And that's what we see. And whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with the miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, and but they shall not cleave one to another, even as the iron is not mixed with the clay. And I think I'm missing something. I want to see where does the Lord smite the toes? I thought he smote the toes. But that's what the rock's gonna do. It's gonna smite the toes, man. So the three-eye atlas it's not prophesied for an asteroid to come out of nowhere and destroy this place, but it is prophesied the Lord is likened unto a rock or a stone. He's coming to destroy this image, and I'm looking for that precept. But that's because a lot of people don't understand the Lord, so they can be fooled by Esau's bullshit. First of all, the scriptures tell you that the earth abideth forever. Let me grab that in Ecclesiastes, the first chapter. So to think that the whole world's going to be destroyed is a lack of knowledge. Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Where is that? Verse 4. It says, one generation passeth away and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So there ain't going to be no three-eye atlas that's going to take this place is going to abide forever. Now, y'all don't believe the Bible, so it's okay. You can believe in asteroids and aliens and shit like that. Go ahead. All right? You can believe all of that, but you're listening to the devil, okay, who's just telling you these things because, first of all, that's what y'all want to hear anyways. You people like to be deceived. Okay, so I'm not here to deceive you. I'm telling you what it says in the Bible. You can believe what you want to believe, man. All right? But, Mr. Bergman, I feel like, a lot of Americans, they're really childish, man. It's like you're talking to children, bro. He's probably 56 years old. 56. Just on the internet, just foolish, man. That's what's wrong with a lot of people, man. That's what I notice about a lot of y'all on the internet, man. Ain't no one taking nothing serious. That's why you can't take the Lord serious. So none of these words are gonna really work with you. If the Lord don't, that's why I pray to the Lord every day. He don't give me a reprobate spirit to know when the Lord's talking to us. Because the Lord could be talking to you, but you're so damn stupid that it won't resonate with your spirit, and that's why a lot of y'all gonna die, man. You can't receive the truth anymore. All right? So it's people not like you, Berg, but there's people that are just in the world, man. They just can't be saved, man. And the more you learn and read the Bible, man, it's like, damn, man. You talk to a grown-ass man, you just see the little kid in them. You just see it. It's just everywhere. It's very childish spirits. The Lord got children out here, man. You got a bunch of children. It don't even matter what your age is. You can have a whole damn family, and you just a little ass kid, man. Okay? Anyways, let me try to find this precept. I thought it was in Daniel 2. But the earth abideth forever, just so you know. So Esau will tell you the world's gonna end all the time because he's the devil. He's always trying to deceive you. He'll tell you that he'll set up some black man in Africa telling you there's this flood coming and deceive you. This is how easily persuaded you people are. So when he tells you to take this RFID microchip because it's gonna make you better and all that, he can scan your biometrics for cancer. Cancer's about to spike though, I can see that, man. With Vanderbeek dying at 48, he trying to get you scared. Yeah, go get a colon screen. Like, yeah, let me come over here so I can put my finger up your ass and go like this to see if there's anything. You got all this technology, you're getting billions of dollars. Why don't you use one of your x-rays to see if there's anything in there? Nah, I gotta put my finger in there. Get the fuck out of here, man. People are fucking profane. He probably went over there, he put his finger in his ass, and then he went and killed his ass and took his money. Trusting these damn devils, man. Bunch of small hat doctors. Niggas are paying for you to go on slave ships and shit, and then you want them to put their finger up your ass. No, pray to the Lord that the Lord don't give you no shit like that. All right, your body's fighting. The Lord gave you everything you need, man. I mean, if you about to die, you know, I ain't telling you not to do it, not to go, get checked if you ain't feeling right. But just know this nigga got a lot of different spirits out there to put fear in you, so you can go over there and he can kill your ass, man, with your consent. That's what he's trying to do. Oh, sign this paper right here that, yeah, we got to do this in order to get to that. We got to do this. Sign here. Insurance is going to cover this, that, and the third. And then he pushes your ass to death. But it's really your lack of fear of the Lord. That's what got you killed. This is a battlefield, man. People go to war all the time. People get shot. They know what they're getting themselves into. So death is part of it, man. All right? You're not supposed to fear death, man. You're supposed to fear the Lord. Okay? Plus, we at the end anyways. Every day that you live, you get to see a little bit more of this place being chipped away. Even though you don't want to see it, we all want to be comfortable, but we understand that comfort doesn't come until the Lord returns. Okay? He didn't have any comfort when he was here. So if you got that type of mindset, you just weak. That's how Esau wants you to be. Somebody was on my comment board yesterday. Oh, I was 12 years old. Well, the Lord was in the temple. Go in the temple. Go teach. Go learn. Go ask a question about the Lord. The Lord's no respecter of persons. You don't see what he's doing with these Epstein files. These little kids are getting put to death, man. You badass kids, man. The Lord got something for your ass, too. Grown-ass men, man. I was out here early in the morning. What the hell are you doing? Shouldn't you be in class? Shouldn't you be doing something more productive? Shouldn't be listening to me. You should be listening to me. But you shouldn't be, you should be asking the right questions. But you're not. But like I said, 12 years old, in the old world, you would be considered a man. Okay, like I said, our Lord was teaching at 12 years old, so there's no excuse for you. You should know the word too. Okay, what's this? Ecclesiasticus, I mean. Okay, this is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5, and verse 7. No, is it? No, that's Wisdom of Solomon. That's a lot. Ecclesiasticus. This is an apocrypha. If you don't know, I never heard of these things until I came into this truth. I never heard of the apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So these times are gonna get hard, man. The only thing you can do right now is try to walk as uprightly as you can in a world that's perverted and wicked, to hold your integrity, because don't think it's just the elites that are testing somebody that wants to go into Hollywood and all that. Nope, the world is exceedingly wicked, man. A lot of your bosses and shit, a lot of the people that are above you, you got to start questioning how the hell they got there. It'd be a small job too. It's just a supervisor. You'd be surprised, man. People be taking their this world don't got any integrity. You saw that with the jab shots. Look how many people ran to the devil to get jabbed up. Now he about to bring in 6G and he gonna be using you as antennas. you trusted in you. He put fear into you. He created a plague. You didn't trust in the Lord. Now you all jabbed up. Some of y'all got 4, 5, 6 jabs. You're gonna get good reception around a jabber like that. He might be able to be controlled remotely. You know, he'll probably put all type of nanotechnology in you, man, because that's what he does. And that's what he's gonna do with the MOTV. You know, these churches. If I listen to a pastor, he ain't talking about how technology and AI has to play with prophecy. He don't know what he's talking about, man. He's just on the internet. He's a fool. But then he's singing that tune to the bunch of. This is like that movie Idiocracy, man. People are stupid as hell. There's some Spanish dude, a big fat Spanish nigga that be in his house. He got Jesus Christ and all that, nigga. You read Revelation, the 1st chapter. Who the hell are you worshiping? Nigga don't know a damn thing, man. And he got mad people watching him, man. And that's how you know. People like to hear that foolishness. You talk about death. You talk about famine. You talk about lack of bread. Nobody want to hear that. But you gonna feel that. Since you didn't want to hear it, you gonna feel it. More of these policies, more ice ages. All of this is prophesied in the Bible. You don't know what Jacob's trouble is. First of all, you ain't gonna talk about Jacob's trouble because you think Jacob don't matter. You think Israel don't matter. You think Israel's already in the land. That's because you lack knowledge, man. And it tells you in Hosea 4 and 6 that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. But anyways, this book of Daniel chapter 7, verse number 14, and it was given him dominion and glory in a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom which shall not be destroyed. And that's talking about our Lord. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So the saints of the Most High are the elect of Israel. They're going to take the kingdom. All right? It's going to start with our Lord Yahweh Shai. He going to do the destruction. But then we're going to come down from the chariots, New Jerusalem, all right, men of the Lord, immortal bodies, and we're going to tear you heathen apart. And some of y'all going to get torn apart before that happens. During Jacob's trouble, we're going to put y'all to flight. Told you that Judah's going to be a terror unto Egypt. All right, so that's the so-called black man, going to be terrorizing this place like he's never done before. All that wrath that the Lord has built up in him. Because he always wanted to take the so-called white man down, but you got to constantly smile in this nigga's face. You got to ask this stupid-ass nigga for a job. You got to pay this nigga taxes. You got to act like he's your friend. And that shit's about to be a wrap. Okay? It tells you in the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter, that Judah shall have his hands on the neck of his enemy. And who's your enemy? Those who put you in slavery, nigga. Those who took away your nationality away from you. Those who laugh and joke and think it's funny that you in a position that your whole nation's in a low-ass position, and they like it like that. Then they can crack jokes in these small bars and shit with a bunch of devils in there. I was watching a video of this Moabite. He said he makes $300,000 a year just for cracking jokes on black people, the white people. And I don't even think he's racist. I would go get that money too if I was, still in the world. But Moab, we gonna whip your ass too. That's the so-called Chinese man. He gonna get his ass whooped too. He gonna get just like Toby. I was trying to post a video yesterday. He saw as a funny dude, man. I tried to post a short, and I was cracking a whip. I was just acting like I was cracking a whip, because that's what we gonna do to you. Same thing that happened to us. Not everything. But you're gonna reject what we're saying to you. With this word, you're gonna reject it even in the kingdom. So when we're cracking the whip, hitting your back, telling you that you're a Moabite, we're gonna tell you, what nation you from? Oh, I'm Chinese. Pow! I'm gonna keep hitting you till you say you're Moab. Just like Ishmael. Ishmael ain't gonna get beat for that. He knows he's Ishmael. Persians, they probably ain't gonna give. They know who they are according to their biblical identities. Esau's denying it the most though. He goes, well, oh, I'm French, or I'm British, I'm Irish, or I'm Italian, or I'm Spanish. Nah, nigga, you're an Edomite, all right, and excuse me, you're gonna take that. Okay, how you doing, my man?
Awesome.
You smoking though? You smoking
Oh,
though?
am I smoking? I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have a blessed day. You look a lot better today, man.
I can't feel my hair.
Yeah, me neither, man.
On my way to
Hey, you have a blessed day. Hey, see that he looked like an Edomite, but you know he's all right. I talked to him before, and he wasn't bucking up against the truth, man. You know, he wasn't bucking up against the truth. He was fucked up before. Now he trying to. I don't mind people going to church. You ain't supposed to be in it, but you need the Lord. You need any form of listening to the Lord. You gotta get built up somewhere. Tells you need a teacher, man. In Isaiah the 30th chapter. But most of your teachers, I seen pastors in the church speaking about that to Israel, but which is good, but that don't mean they have the truth. IUIC talk about you being Israel. But then they were going, I was listening to their videos yesterday. They were talking about the Medes or the Persians. I'm like, see, these niggas don't know what they're talking about, man. When you look at the Medes, it's in the region of modern day Persia. You know, but the Persians are the Persians and the Medes are the modern day Russians. You know, the Lord's still using that same alliance, but the Medes are not the Persians, man. Yeah, I might have to go back into that history. Right. But it's all through the spirit anyways. People, you can bring out all the historical context and people still won't get it, man. But that it just shows you they're wrong about that. They're wrong about the Canaanite woman. They're wrong about Revelation the 13th chapter. They don't know what sin is. Like, what's wrong with these people, man? And these are people of the circumcision. These are people that know that they're Israel. These are people that teach the word. They study diligently. They go precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, like you're supposed to do. And they go way off because ultimately it's the Lord. You got to blame everything on the Lord, man. It's all the Lord doing all this. I ain't surprised because he still woke up a lot of people with that, with the IUIC. IUIC be going to Africa. People get mad about them going to Africa, but hey, this is the Lord's program, man. He wants them going to Africa. Hey, he gonna send somebody. There's an IUIC Japan. You know, so there's no way you can deny that the Lord ain't searching Jerusalem with candles, man. He's going all over the world, and he put a spirit on him, even though he ain't teaching the true name of the Lord. But hey, the Lord works a marvelous work. That's how you get into the truth. You learn that you're Israel. Learn the name of the Lord, and then you'll start seeing other groups and say, okay, there's more than just one group. This is more than what I thought. It's not just me out here by myself. Lord said he got 7,000 men that will not bow the knee to the image of Baal. Elijah thought that he was the last one left, and that ain't the case. There's more men teaching his word, man. That's how I woke up. If they weren't teaching the word, I wouldn't have heard. Just like it tells you in Romans the 10th chapter. How shall they hear without a preacher? Okay? You need a preacher. You look at that word preacher, it means to go herald. Be a herald of the word, man. You go publish it. Let me grab this in the book of Psalm 68 and 11. You go publish the word. And this is how the Lord just feeding the sheep. Those who have ears to hear and eyes to see. That blessing to see. Psalm 68, verse 11. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. Great was the company of those that published it. So he gave the word. He's the one who gives us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now it's greater the company of those who published it. Why? Because the other people, when you publish it, man, people go and they get fed. They can wake up. They can turn to righteousness, and that's how you get fruit. Not every video is gonna wake somebody up, man, but you don't know who's gonna wake up from your labors, man. Who's not? You don't know what you reap, what your harvest is, but the Lord knows. It tells you in Isaiah the 55th chapter that my voice doesn't go out void. So his words going out. It's like water. It's like rain. You know, it's gonna fall upon his elect. It's gonna wake them up. It's gonna seal them, man, and then they're gonna be comforted all the way into the, through these troubling times that we getting into. Because all of it is just a trial of our faith. So we publishing it. Daniel chapter 7, in verse number 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass were devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. So the fourth beast is the Roman Empire. Okay, it was diverse from the others because it had this, the Senate, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. When you look at the Roman Empire, it had the plebeians and the patricians. So this is in the image of Rome, man. Same government set up. They signed the Treaty of Rome, just like Rome had these other vassal states. That's why you got the European Union and NATO. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's just Rome 2.0 all over again. And the Lord died in Rome 1.0, and now he's coming back in 2.0 to destroy it. So this is the kingdom that had to be. According to 2nd Ezra 6:9, said Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. But people, they don't understand they're in the end of the world. Ultimately, the end of the world came when that word came out. Okay, but then the book of Malachi, the 4th chapter, with sending back the prophet Elijah, who came, I believe, through our Bivens, because this is how this truth came out. The Spirit got on him, and he started all of this. Okay, which brought us back to our fathers, which is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And there wasn't too many so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans thinking themselves to be Israel. I did speak to somebody before that was, he's an older gentleman. He said he grew up, his family knew they were Israelites way back then. So even before the truth, there were men, there was people that still knew they were Israel before the truth even came out. But all the prophecies and everything, that didn't come out till like the 1960s, 1969, 1970. So that was the beginning again, or the renewed beginning of this place being destroyed. Just like when the Lord came with the ministry, when the Lord came on the scene, he started teaching this word. That's the fall right there. And since then until now, it's past 2 days, man. It's going on the third day. And the Lord said he's shortening the time, because if he didn't, there would no flesh be saved. So that already shows you that's how perverse this place is, man. That's how perverse this place is. As a matter of fact, when you look into Maxwell, what's her name? Something Maxwell, I was looking at Dabu's channel. He was saying that the nose don't fit the person that they have today, so that they might have already got rid of her and set somebody else up, probably cloned her or something. I don't know. Who knows? Or found somebody that's like her. Esau does this type of shit, man. He'll clone your ass, man. Or get somebody that looks similar, very close to you. That's what a lot of presidents used to do. Saddam Hussein, he used to have a bunch of people that looked like him. He'd have them go speak and everything, because if they killed him, it wouldn't have been the real one. That's why you see even Putin. You see different images of him. He probably got the same thing. Have him walking in the street with a bunch of bodyguards, but it's not even the real him. So it's not like they don't do that. They've been doing things like that. Now, I don't know if they clone the person and stuff, but I wouldn't doubt it. Man. Daniel chapter 7, so the beast was more diverse than the others because it had a government, it had a democracy. Okay. Babylon, they had monarchs. Greece, monarchs. Okay. This is what makes this beast more diverse than the others. Look at Daniel chapter 7, verse 20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, had a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. His look was more stout than his fellows, so Esau's more proud than these other European nations, and you see that. Okay? Stout ultimately goes into him being the chief. He's the chief out of all these other European nations. But it also goes into his pride because they're tired of that shit. Tells you that the borrower is subject to the lender. He helped. Those three that fell was France, Rome, and Britain. The French, Rome, and Britain. France, Spain, and Britain. Okay? They were plucked up. And then here comes Esau. All right? The Americans. Daniel 7 verse 21, I beheld in the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. The saints of the Israelites. He prevailed against us, man. That's why we in this low ass state. He was able to conquer the nation of Israel, bring us to subjection, tax us, make us tributaries to his stupid ass, wicked ass kingdom. Treat us like shit, press us, kill us, have us be complete reprobates. Okay? But now the Lord, through his grace, is giving us that mercy, and he's allowing us to arise out of that that mindset, that low state. Now we're starting to stand upon our feet by being given this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we want. Because there's no way they didn't teach you in school that you were Israel. Okay, they didn't teach you. They just told you you were black, and they told all these nations you were black, and they all agreed. They all agree about that. So they're gonna take part in being destroyed too. All the disrespect, all that's part of the wrath of the Lord. So when it's time to unleash that wrath on these different heathen nations, man, we're not gonna have no pity on you, damn heathen. We're gonna destroy you. We're gonna whip your back. You got a lot of different names. You're gonna go back to your nationality. Esau, an Edomite. You Moabites and Ammonites. You niggas, come on, man. Don't even get me started on you damn Chinese people, man. Yeah, you go back to Moab and you go back to Ammon. Read Genesis the 19th chapter. Okay, you're the descendants of Lot. All right? Ancestral beings. And you're going back to your biblical identity. You probably don't want to, but it is what it is. It is what it is, all right? Daniel chapter 7. In verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. That's right. The time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Okay, the kingdom's talking about the kingdom of Israel, according to the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 6. Let's go over there real quick. Because people think the kingdom of heaven is when you die. This is listen to the so-called white man. He don't want you to think there's heaven on earth, man. This is hell. He enlarges his desire as hell. I can tell you in the book of, how you doing today, sir? You got a Bible today?
Yes.
You believe in the Lord?
Exactly.
You don't want to talk?
Yeah, exactly, man.
I want to talk about the Lord. You don't? Come on. Come on, let's talk about white Jesus and how you love him so much. Stupid ass Hamites. All that smiling shit over the Bible, walking down the street, deceiving the people. Nothing. Okay, you probably gonna go teach. You got a whole looking like a so-called white man, stupid ass. Tired of you damn people. Probably a Haitian. Haitians go back to the tribe of Levi. But they act like Hamites. Where to get that voodoo shit from? That's not even voodoo's not. You think that came from Haiti? They learned that shit in Africa from them stupid ass Hamites, those nasty ass, stupid ass Africans, stupid ass, dumb ass Africans eating monkey meat out the damn ground, making a damn hole in the ground, and they'll put water in it and put seasoning and then eat monkey brain out of the damn hole. I forgot what they call it. Stupid ass. And they practice that shit. Nigga be going to church, then go home, kill a chicken, and sprinkle, make an altar in his house and sprinkle the chicken, the blood of the chicken. Oh man. And that's not the first time I saw him, man. It's freezing out here. He ain't got no coat. He don't know nothing about the Lord, man. Trying to help him, but sometimes you gotta rebuke him sharply, man. The Lord don't want to see his people get destroyed. You see how much of a reprobate spirit he put on the nation of Levi. Levi's were the priests. You know, he go back to a note. Levi was the Macedonians, man. I mean the Macedonians, Salaki, the Maccabeans. Okay? Who's fucking those Greeks up. Cutting them up, chasing them down the street, stabbing them in their backs, making them run. That's a beautiful thing, man. That must have been a fun time putting Edomites to death, man. Big ass knife in his back. Ah! Like it tells you in Isaiah 9 and 5. Every battle of the warrior. Let me grab that. It is kind of cold out here. He probably was like, yo, I gotta go. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But you ain't make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Isaiah chapter 9. I literally had somebody running away, like scared as hell. I know the scriptures say the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but this dude was really running down the street. I caught him. I was somewhere near a bus stop, a different place. He thought people normally see me here. Over here, I was in a different city near a bus stop, and he came off the bus, and he looked like he saw a ghost. Isaiah 9 and 5, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That's right. So it ain't gonna be like that with swords and knives. It's gonna be with burning and fuel of fire. Okay, which is those missiles. The missiles gonna burn you up. All right, that's how the war is gonna be fought nowadays. As a matter of fact, I forgot where I was going anyways, but Daniel chapter 7, verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And that's what America did. America's the hammer on the whole earth. You look at how many military bases this place has, you be like, damn, nigga, they're everywhere. Everywhere. So that's talking about America, man. Rome didn't devour the whole earth like America did. Okay? Daniel chapter 7. Oh, Salat. Yep, Daniel chapter 7, verse 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are the 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time. So the time is 100 years, and times is 200 years, and the dividing of times is 50 years, which is 350 years, which is talking about 1619 to 1969. Okay, where 1619, when that's when the majority of Judah came here on slave ships, fulfilling Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, and then 1969 is going into when the truth came out. Okay, which was around the same time Esau went into the outer space, supposedly. Okay, that was the fall. That's when the truth came out, and that's when that word started to be refined to the point where it is now. Okay, where we understand who we are, we understand the prophecies, we understand the different characters that's playing in the movie, we understand the script. We understand we got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, and we got to be diligent. Okay, we can't be like that. We can't, you go to work every day, you go to school, you pass in your homework, you do all these things, and you got to serve the Lord with the same type of veracity Okay? You got to get this truth. You got to be persuaded in your own mind, like it tells you in the book of Romans 14:5. You got to be persuaded in your own mind. You can't have people, you can't be a so-called black, Latino, Native American man and think that the so-called white man's your God, man. That's not the right spirit. That's your enemy, man. I know you don't want to hear those words, but you think hate is bad, man. The Lord tells you in Proverbs 11:1 that the false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So that means just as much as the Lord loves is exactly as that's why you're gonna see the Lord's wrath. Y'all think he loves everybody and you deny that he's gonna send this wrath. So you don't really understand the Lord. He tells you in Wisdom of Solomon 7 verse 28, he loveth not those who are not dwelling with wisdom. So if you ain't dwelling with wisdom, you're gonna be destroyed too. And the Lord don't respect a person. All right? He ain't respecting you because you think you got a Bible in your hand. Okay, you need to be part of that elect. Okay. So what else did he say? It said, "And shall wear out the saints of the Most High," and he wore out the saints of the Most High. Okay, through slavery, transatlantic slave trade, which fulfilled Jeremiah 17:4, which tells you that you shall be discontinued from your heritage. So you would discontinue. That's why you're black now. That's why you're African American. I was just thinking about Jamaica for some reason today. Jamaica goes back to something about wood and water or something like that. You don't go back to some nigga named Jamaica. Okay, he cut you off from going back to Israel, going back to Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel in Genesis, I believe the 32nd chapter, where he fought an angel or something like that in Genesis 32. But that's who you go back to. And Jacob goes back to Isaac. Isaac goes back to Abraham. Abraham goes all the way back to being the son of God. Noah, that's that same lineage that you see out here professing the words of Yahweh by Hashem. Okay, because that's in his spirit to do that. Just like the so-called white man in his spirit is to go behind closed doors on an island that looks like the Nickelodeon symbol and go put his slime on little boys and girls. That's in his spirit because he's the wicked. That's why he does things like that. Okay, you got all this power and affluence. You would think a bitch should just run to you and just, please, just take me. I was watching this video last night. This beautiful German chick. Tall, beautiful, nice legs, beautiful lips, beautiful eyes, gorgeous. Stepped out of this convertible, this red convertible. She was towered over the little ass small hat she was with. And the caption said, why do you think she likes him? Come on, man. She's just sitting there like, man, just give me your money for crying out loud, man. That's how Esau thinks. He's like, come on, man. Nigga got to spend $500,000 to take a chick to go to dinner and hit her with the 2-inch. 2-inch ain't gonna do nothing for her, man. She need a real man, okay? She needs somebody that can really get all the way up in there for her and please her, unlike a lot of you damn Edomites. That's what you can't do, man. You can't do it. But that's how it is, man. They respect you because you got money. But all that's gonna come to an end. So as the stock market crashes and his kingdom's starting to fall, then, hey, our value goes up. Because we're equal and opposite, man. So when he falls, we go up. When we go up, he goes down. When we go down, he goes up. 2 and 2, good and evil, one against another. And there's a balance to it all. So just as you see these Epstein files being exposed, the Lord's exposing who his elect are. Okay, and they're on the highways and hedges, and they're prophesying the name, and they're gonna get crowned, like it tells you in 2nd Ezra, 2nd chapter, standing so stiffly for the name of the Lord. It's very important to them. Just like it was very important. You are nobody if you didn't go to the Epstein file thing. That's what that lady said. Prince Andrew's one of his ex-girlfriends. Here it is. Supposedly he ain't Prince Andrew. I forgot what his name is. He got his titles taken away from him. But here it is. He's in Europe getting his titles taken away from him, but but not the president. Not Lutnick either. There's some dude in Europe right now. He sent emails sending his family to go to the Epstein. He had emails after 2008 to go to the Epstein thing. Just like Lutnick said, I was with my family. Like that was supposed to make him look any better. So somebody in Europe did the same thing. And guess what? They holding him in gross, I forgot what they called it. He's gross contempt or some shit. I forgot what they called it. Gross corruption or something like that. I think it started with a C. And what it means is he's getting charged. He lost his job, but look at Lutnick. Lutnick's chilling. Lutnick's still your cryptos are. So your crypto, all that money, man, all that shit's false, it's fake. Okay, it's evil, man. So just like the Lord's exposing you who the wicked are, you know, yesterday they had protests about changing the Iranian regime all over the globe. There was protests in Canada, protests in Boston, probably in New York, LA. I know it was definitely LA. I don't know if it was Boston. I saw it in LA. But it said it was multiple different protests about Iranian regime change. Nigga, you got pedophiles running your government. You worry about other people. This is why you know these people need to die. These people need to go. All the protesters. That's why, hey, unleash it. Unleash it. That's why the Duck's gonna send. When you see ICE, you should be happier now because they're going for the wicked, and they're not profiling anybody, man. This is the Lord's program, man. You don't want to operate under the law, statutes, and commandments. The same shit's gonna happen to you that happened to Pretty Good and Renee, what her name is. If you ain't operating under the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes 5 and 8, you ain't supposed to be amazed by these things, man. Okay, so you're supposed to have this word inside you. And that's it, man. And you operate accordingly. And when the time comes, the Lord's going to guide your steps and you're going to be all right. You're going to make it on the chariot. Then you're going to see all these damn heathen sinners get put to death. Okay? And that's getting the victory over the beast, over the mark, over his name. All right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the victory. That's all we're trying to do. Book of Daniel chapter 7. Oh, it says, and think to change times and laws. And that's what Esau does. He thinks to change times and laws. Shalom, King. He thinks to change times and laws. He got daylight savings. You know, what else he got? He added two months to the year. August and July. All right. You know, changing laws all the time. Who's setting up? Who got same-sex marriages and shit like that? Who's doing that? Is the so-called black man doing that, or is the so-called nasty-ass so-called white man, Edomite man doing that shit? Okay. All right. It's Esau. All right. Daniel chapter 7, in verse 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. That's right. You're going to take away your dominion and consume and destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and dominion shall serve and obey him. That's right. Dominion shall serve and obey him. Okay, so the kingdom of heaven, that's what's going to last. Oh, that's where I wanted to go. I didn't go to Acts. That's where I wanted to go. The water Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Or did I grab it? I don't think I read it. I forgot. Acts chapter 1, verse 6. It says, when they therefore came together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Okay, restore again the kingdom to Israel. When was the kingdom given to Israel? Under King Solomon, after King David. Okay, and that's what we call the 40 years of peace. Then we had to go through the curses, like it tells you in Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, where we had the blessing and the curse. Let me grab that real quick. grab that. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God have driven thee. That's right, we're calling them to mind now. Okay, where he was driven us according to Deuteronomy 28, verse 64, we're scattered, we're dispersed within all nations. But we're calling to mind that the blessings and the curse in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, 1 through 15 or 1 through 14 goes into the blessings. We experience those blessings somewhat in, with King David and King Solomon, making our enemies. King Solomon we were fighting wars, winning battles, not losing any men. That's a blessing, man. Imagine going to war. Look what Esau did when he went and took down Maduro. He didn't lose any soldiers, man. That's a blessing, man. That can only happen if the Lord allowed that to happen. But look at what happened to Maduro. He's experiencing the curses. His enemy prevailed against him. And before that, he was partying. He was praying to Jesus Christ. So he was going to be destroyed. I knew it. I knew he knew he was going to be destroyed, or not destroyed, but taken out of power. And actually, he didn't even die. So he might even get the victory in the end. The Lord got a funny way of doing things, man. When do you not put the president to death, man? You do all that. Dude's locked up in New York City. Like, what? Where's his wife at, man? You don't even hear about him anymore. But that's a blessing and a curse at the same time. And then when you read 15 to 68, that's going through the curses. And the most notable one is Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, going on ships, going in slavery on ships. Okay. Who did that? We did that. You might say the Irishman went on slavery on ships too, but that's called indentured servitude. Okay. He wasn't discontinued from his heritage. He knows back in the 1800s he was planting potatoes to get through the famine. Okay. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you can't. And then when you go back to Africa, you don't even go to the times where you had some type of substance there, or sustenance. You go back to, like, what do you think you were doing in Africa, man? What part of Africa were you from? Just Africa, okay? Like Curious George, like the so-called white man told you, right? He saved you from there. Wow, man in a yellow suit. Stupid ass. That's why his ass is going into slavery. He's going to be destroyed too. And I can't wait, man. All praises to Yahweh. Book of Daniel chapter 7. So, yep, I'm done with that. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 28. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me. But I kept the matter in my heart, and that's what we're doing. We're doing the same thing. Let the countenance change. Yeah, he started getting those visions, man. Then his countenance changed. Countenance goes into, what you look like, your visage. You look at someone's countenance, you just look at them and see, like, damn, he got a sad countenance about him. He got, it's just the way you look. It's your facial features, your expressions. Okay, but he pondered on these things. And we're pondering on these same things. Let me grab this in the book of Ecclesiastes. What time is it? I got a couple more precepts and I'm about to Ecclesiastes. With my hand, I have brought it to the limit today. Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 1. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. So this wisdom, this knowledge, it causes your face to shine, man. Okay, you got that light inside of you. It's like it's bursting out of your eyes and your mouth, and you just shining, man. You can see it. You can see it. That wisdom, it causes your face to shine. At one point, you might have been smiling, thinking everything's good and happy, and then now you got the truth. Now you see the world as it is. You see the people as the Lord sees the people. You see the state of the world. You see that this place, it's like you walking around in a fiery pit. That's what this place is, man. Okay, and a man's wisdom causes his face to shine. Let me grab this in the book of Exodus, chapter 34. And I'm gonna end it on this. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You, Exodus 34. I'm gonna end it on this. Because your hands get so cold that you can't even, yeah. Exodus chapter 34. And I'll start at 30. Yeah, Exodus 34 and 30. I'll start there. And when Aaron, what time is it, yo? And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh him. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moses talked with them. And afterward all the children of Israel came nigh, and he gave them in commandment all that the Lord had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. So he went up on Mount Sinai, and he got all that wisdom from the Lord. Okay, in the book of Ezra, it tells you that he didn't just give him the 10 commandments, man. He wasn't there for 40 days, 40 nights. The Lord was showing him everything. Okay, so when he came down from the mountain, he was enlightened. His face was shining, man. That he had to put a veil over his face. This book of Exodus 34 and verse 33. Until Moses had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spake unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And that's what we're doing. Okay. Behind closed door, the Lord reveals things to us, and we come out, we share it with the children of Israel. You know, off camera, throughout the day, the Lord just be downloaded. Look at this, look at that. Look what I'm doing over here, look at this. Look at these people. In Chicago, somewhere downtown, I was gonna do a video on this too. Dude pulled up mid-downtown, put a gun to this Edomite's head, broad daylight, then ran and jumped into a Range Rover and peeled off. Probably Esau doing all this shit. They had masks on. Yeah, it was Chicago. And then the people in the area was like, yeah, it's such a nice area, and you know, these things normally don't happen. And then at the end, the news was talking about these. What should we do about this? This is the third or fourth robbery in the same town. We can't have this go on. And then what was the solution? More camera systems all over the place. And they already thinking about putting cameras like on every single block. So they're using these things for surveillance state. What makes you think the government just don't send some niggas out there to come out broad daylight to go ruffle up some white dude, put a gun to her head, have somebody actually have a camera watching it, jump into a Range Rover and peel off? Now, oh, look at it, you know, and that's how white people, that's why they're stupid. Yeah, we need more cameras. That's why they're dumb, man. They're protesting for cameras, but there's 1 million kids missing in your country a year. Where's the uproar for that? That's why you people gotta go. I'm tired of you doing heathen. Exodus chapter 34 and verse number 34. But when Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and he spake unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone. And Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him. So there you go, man. Wisdom causes your face to shine. I'm in here. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rechak Wadash. Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharalo. And shalom to you. Y'all, you all.